Hello, Paul. Good afternoon to you. Assalamu alaikum. If you don't understand English, please, there is a translator on site and there is a speakers. You can get it from the back. Good afternoon to you. We are How to Franchise, a British UK-based company. We franchise businesses globally. We cover from UK, the whole of Europe, Canada, Asia, the Middle East. We're here to help today. We're going to cover from A to Z to franchising. How does it work? Why should you franchise? And we would like to ask, how many of you are franchisor? Left hands up if you can hear me. If you're franchisor, and I'd like to know how many is franchisees or looking for a small business to start. Please lift your hand up if you're looking for a business to start. Do I take it that the rest are own a business? Okay. We're going to start with Rod Hindmarh, the proprietor and managing director of How to Franchise based in the UK. Please, Rod, come and join us.
Hello and salam alaikum to everyone. Can you hear me okay? Good, good. How to Franchise. How to Franchise has been going now for nearly 25 years. We actually celebrate our birthday next year. And we love franchising so much that we've actually franchised our own business. We have 13 international partners around the world, including offices in America, China and India. And today we are talking to potential partners to cover Turkey for us as well. Our aim as a company is to be worldwide, and we are going to achieve that domination by franchising and taking franchisees on. The beauty about franchising, as we see it, it is very simple, and that we love franchising because of its simplicity. When you look to franchise a business, the most important thing we find when taking clients on is a passion for franchising and a passion for your business. Franchisees, franchisors are drawn together if they share a mutual passion for their business, their product or their service. When we franchised our business, it took us nearly 18 years before we took our first partner on. So franchisors or people who are looking to franchise their business, we understand the nervousness sometimes to dive into the unknown. The beauty of the systems that we have is that 95% of all the work has already been done. How to Franchise in the UK has a management structure that includes our own solicitors and copywriters, and we have 9 partners within the UK operation. Internationally, as I've already said, we have 13 partners, and one of our partners we will ask to speak to you in a few minutes, which is Adli, who covers the Middle East for us and Turkey at the moment. So franchising has made the world become a smaller place. The beauty of franchising today is with modern technologies that you can control a franchise from Istanbul, whether they're in New York, China or anywhere in the world. The beauty of franchising as we see it is that you have to concentrate on understanding your business, document it, and then pass the way and the know-how to the franchisees. When looking at franchising, there are 3 major documents that you need to look at if you're a franchisee or if you are a franchisor producer. Those documents are a franchise operations manual. This is probably the most important document, and as a franchisee or potential franchisee, you are expected and should be able to look at this document, and what it will do is will document the methodology of how franchising and how the business actually runs. The second most important document is the franchise agreement. The franchise agreement is the document that actually details the legal framework that you operate under. And as a franchisee, you are always advised to take this to a solicitor. As a franchisor, one of the things that even today, when speaking to some of the franchisors in the exhibition, which is quite surprising, is that some of it has been drawn up by themselves. One of the most important things is that the franchise agreement is so important that you need to get legal advice. I always say when you start a franchise or buy a franchise, it's like buying or selling your child. And if you're buying or selling your child to a stranger, you would have a document that would list everything, all the do's and don'ts. And the franchise agreement is your protection from a franchisee or as a franchisor. The third document is the marketing of the franchise and how it's put together. We also feel if franchising is done properly, it is a total win-win solution. It's a win solution to a franchisee because what you're buying is a tried and tested business. It's a win solution to a franchisor because unlike an employee, you end up with a dedicated professional running your business. You end up with someone who is very similar goals to what you have. When I talk to business owners who want to franchise, they sometimes come back with they wish that they could clone themselves. Well, franchising doesn't offer you a solution on how to clone yourself, but it's the next best thing, that you end up with people who follow the same goals as you have and follow the same pattern and the same business plan. It's a proven formula. Franchising has been going since 1850. Singer, the sewing machine people, are meant to be the first multiple franchisees. Franchising, when I first started 25 years ago, has also changed where in the UK, over half of our clients are female. Whereas when we first started franchising, say, in the UK, 100% of all our clients were male. So we've seen some drastic changes. I think the other thing that we found with franchising is it makes it a level field. We've got the likes of McDonald's here, and yet you could be a small business that's only been trading 2 or 3 years, and franchising gives you a level playing field to operate under. What the franchisee or the franchisor must look for is backup and support, which is vital from the franchisee's point of view, but is also very vital from a franchisor's point of view, that you look after your franchisees and make sure that they understand the methodology that you're working to, they understand the company's goals. From selling and buying a franchise, you are reducing the risk. From a franchisee, you're reducing the risk because someone's actually investing in your business, and there is no better way to expand your business from speed, from price, and from ease. Also, when you look at international franchising, one of the mistakes that we initially made was when expanding into other countries, we wanted to operate as if we were in London. And a lot of international franchisors make this mistake. We feel one of the most important things is if you're in China, your franchisees must be Chinese and must be able to feed back to you what customs and traditions and what is important from their point of view in being successful. That's not to say the franchisee has no control. 80% of businesses worldwide fail within 5 years. In franchising, the statistics in the UK are that 90% of franchisees in their first year report a profit. 94% of franchisees are still trading 5 years later. So to me, there are no better reason to buy a franchise or to franchise your business is for that guaranteed, i.e. 94% longevity. But the most important thing is when you are buying a franchise or franchising your business is that you have the right goals, the right documentation, and that you understand actually the business plan that you want to operate under. Franchising can only work if the business is working from a proven formula, that the marketplace is stable and growing, that the business is easy to replicate, and that there are good profits for you as a franchisor, but more importantly for the franchisee. So whether you're buying a franchise or franchising your business, these considerations are vital that you take into account. We are happy to answer, we have a stand here and happy to have a one-to-one with anyone. We also have, we are an internet business, so we don't have lots of brochures, but we also have a copy of the slideshow that we can show you, and we can email you various simple guides that we have from buying a franchise to actually franchising your business. I think there's enough of me being talked now. So what I'd like to do is introduce you to one of our franchise partners. He is from the Middle East. He has bought franchises from us originally. So this is one of our franchise partners, one of our 13, who bought 3 franchises from us and in the end has come on board as a franchise consultant. So if you can give me a nice warm welcome to Adli, who's already spoken.
Assalamu alaikum once more. I'm Adli, originated from Palestine and Egypt. Lived in England for 38 years. I went as naive as it can get. I became a franchisee. I bought a franchise from HOW2 Franchise in 1995. My reason to buy a franchise, it was I failed miserably having my own business, and I paid a big price for marketing. When you have an idea and you want to put it in a place, the mistakes you do, the cost of them, they can be huge, and you swallow it and your pride overtake him and you carry on, and maybe 2 years later you do the same mistake again. But here comes the franchisor that has already paid those prices. He's already made those mistakes. He already knows what's right and what's wrong in his field. You know what? They have marketing department behind them that I couldn't afford to have one when I had my little fast food operation. We forgot about all this. The franchisor has a tried, proven and profitable business that he offers it to people like me when I started in 1995. Guess what? I never been in parcel and courier delivery. I was a fast food operator. Pizza and kebab like many other people done it. I came to England with very little English. And as soon as I commanded the English, sorry to pull you that story, the main reason I went to franchising, my wife had the second child in 1993. And my sister was 200 miles away from me. She said, don't buy baby clothes. We have some from my latest child. When you want it, tell me, I'll send it to you. I wasn't sort of aware of what courier companies are, logistics, whatever. I said to her, I tell you what, the petrol is expensive in England. I haven't got a day off. I can't afford to come 200 miles to pick a cot or a baby clothes. She said, don't be silly. I'll put it in the post. We'll be with you tomorrow through the parcel. I said, that is expensive. She said, no, it will only cost me £10. And I didn't believe her. I didn't know how logistics work. I didn't know parcel and courier delivery work. And guess what? 10 o'clock in the morning, it was on my doorstep. And I thought she was actually lying to me. And she actually paid £8.50 in 1995 to deliver those items to me. It was about 25 grams, weight, heavy, big box. And I couldn't believe her. So I started to investigate on the logistic business. How does parcel can come from London to north of England the following day for £8.50? It's really got my head going. So I asked and I found what the word franchise means. You buy a franchise, you buy a logistic company. I didn't know anything about it. I paid £25,000 just to find out how the hell do you take a parcel 200 miles down the road for less than £10 sterling. And I did, and it worked. That was my very first step into franchising. The franchisor, I was nervous. Rod helped me through it. He said, you don't have to worry. They have a system. The franchisor actually cares about his label and brand and his name and his past experience more than the franchisee does. So the franchisor delivers 100% of his knowledge and experience to make sure that you succeed, to make sure that you make money, and to make sure that your area is covered, whatever area you chose it. So location-wise, you choose where you want to work. We don't tell you where you want to work. You choose the area you live in, the most convenient place. You tell us where. The franchisor studies the area, does the paperwork, does the surveying that you as an individual, or me then, I didn't know where to start from. If I go to survey companies, they will cost me money. I don't know what to do. But they do the work for us. They have that department. And they trained us. They asked us for 2 people. They trained us. One for the admin, one for the operation. They actually been with us on the launch. They have operational team. They come with you from day one. Although you're trained and you can do the job, but no, you can't. When you start, they have to come with you to make sure you're delivering every step on the way they like it. And they came, they stayed with us for 2 weeks. When everything is gone smooth, they left us. And they were on the other side of the phone. And trust me, it's the best thing I've ever done in my life. About 2 years later, I bought a second franchise, again logistics, and 5 years later, I bought a letting agency. I'm one of those guys that if I see something and I like to do it. But rather than losing the money, since I knew the way to franchising, I always franchised. And yet today, I'm still a franchisee and a partner of Rod Hindmarh from How to Franchise. I was so impressed with franchising that really, once you are a franchisee, you know what the franchisor got to deliver. And also when you're a franchisee, you know what a franchisee expecting from the franchisor. And it's the best thing can ever happen. Now, coming back from the Middle East, it was a good chance for me to actually take the Middle East away from Rod, to cover their questions. Some of them speaks English, some of them is not comfortable. Some of them they really want it that really for the Middle East. Not every franchise works in the Middle East. Not every product applies to the Middle East. So was my part to take care of the Middle East. Turkey is an area I would love to have a partner in. I thought I would be able to get my words from Quran and a bit of Arabic and a bit of English will get by, but I'm really struggling. I can't find someone who speaks Arabic or English, so we are desperately needing someone in Turkey to partner with us to sort the problem. We have got a lot of inquiries from Turkey. We have even from the UK, we do get them. I cover the area of why you should franchise because it helps step by step. There's one other things that I would like to cover, and it might help the potential or want to be franchisee. They will have a lot of questions. One of the main concern was, are they really all profitable? Are they really all work? Is every franchisee delivers what he says he will do? And that the only person can answer that is a person that has been franchisee once, twice, 3 times. I have been there. I have been with a franchisor that didn't deliver, and I have been with two that did deliver. I have been a franchisee which has become a millionaire in a piece of paper in 18 months, and he lost it in 3 months. Not because of his own reason. How? Some people ask, really, is it that powerful? Can it not fail? I'll give you one example. Whoever been following the commercial news in the UK, last week on Friday, not yesterday, last Friday, we have a company in England called Phones for You. Has anybody heard of Phones for You? They have 520 branches in the UK. On Friday, they announced that they are in process of being bankrupt. Monday, 520 shops shut down. Are you telling me they're not making profit? They were making profit. They were millionaire. They were successful business. The guy is excellent. But what happened to them? That the service provider for Phones for You, which provide mobile phones, the contractors ran out and they didn't renew it for him. So he ended up with shops, staff, successful business, and no service provider. It was Vodafone, which is a national or international line. They pulled the service last year. He jumped into another contractor. It's called E-Mobile. E-Mobile pulled the service away from him. He couldn't find another service provider. The whole system collapsed. Really, is it my fault as a franchisee? I wasn't one of them, by the way. But was it going to be my? No, it's not my fault. Does a huge successful system collapse? Yes, it does collapse. I'll tell you the second case study, which personally I was in the middle of it. It was the first parcel and courier delivery service I went into. And I'm not saying to scare you off. All what I'm trying to do is to make you aware that nothing is a bulletproof, but franchising is the best you can get as an individual businessman. It helps you as much as they could. But sometimes things out of your control and out of everybody else's control can go. The system that I bought into is grown so fast that they carried on growing and opening branches. They gone from 320 branches to 800 branches, and the system, they didn't do the infrastructure behind it. They done one mistake. In parcel and courier delivery service is good for business to business. When it comes to domestic and you're dealing with homeowners and the lady's here or not here, she's taken the child to school, the parcel can't be delivered on time, this is when the parcel goes backwards twice and 3 times. The business failed because of the infrastructure behind the franchisor, and that is a big, massive warning to a young franchisor who's expanding fast. Before you run, do your infrastructure. Make sure you got your system in place. Make sure you got your legal document in place. It is very unfair for the franchisee to step in and you haven't done your homework. That is franchising. The franchisor, they are more responsible for their name than the franchisee. So they give you more than 100%. How should you work with them? How can you follow the operation manual step by step? Because if you default of using the operation manual, you're really not delivering what you promised them with. And it's a partnership between the young businessman or lady or company with the franchisor. You have to be partner with them. You have to like them. You have to get on and communicate. And basically, it's like a marriage. If it works between you, if you get on, it will work. Now, if anybody studied franchising and wanting to go into franchising and they have any questions at that stage, can you please speak up or lift your hand up? We're here to answer any questions for you. Is any of you a franchisor? So do I take it everybody here apart from you gentlemen is a franchisee? And if you're looking to start a new business, there is many options that you really need to look into. Listen to the product you want to buy into, but always seek advice, either from a consultancy firm who specialize in franchising, like How to Franchise or any others. Basically, if you have a solicitor, you should go to your solicitor to read the contract before you sign it. It's all above board and it's all good, but it's within your right to double check that your contract you're signing is A, affordable, B, that you can and able to follow the system. There's no point of going into a project and you know your money's going to run out in 6 months' time. Because as much as a franchisor can offer you the help and the support and the guarantee that there is a couple of other units making profit, there is no guarantee that your branch will make profit. Subhanallah, profit comes when it's located. We all default, and you can wish what you want to wish, but end of the day, you're doing your best and Allah wishes for you. So do the manual, the operation manual, do your legalities, check, ask the questions from the expert. Before you go on to franchise, also ask the franchisor to introduce you to one or two of the existing franchisees. Go and talk to them. Go and ask them the questions that you're not comfortable with. Go and find out what is really getting you thinking. Once you're clear, commit yourself. If you have any doubt, even 10% doubt on the franchisor you made the choice to join, think again, because the trades, we have over 300 companies in our books. I'm not going to say I've got 1,002 or 3 because you can only cope with so much. And once we offer you what suits you, you need to make a choice for yourself what industry you want to be in. Don't make anybody force you to do something that you don't want to do, no matter how profitable it is. Study it, do your homework, ask for the legal advice, check with the existing franchisees if they're all comfortable. Don't follow the franchisee that the franchisor give you the details of. You take your pick. So if they got 50 units around the country, you take a pick. You want to contact him or her. Don't wait for the franchisor to give you a name and a telephone number of his cousins who runs the next franchise next door to him. Be intelligent and do your own work, and you just pick, ask the questions, and ask to spend a day or two with them to find out how it runs. Is it really smooth? I'll tell you another example. It was said by a franchisee of mine. I sold the franchise. The guy is settled. He was very comfortable with what he bought, very happy. And I asked him, when you go to the office, you open at 9 o'clock in the morning, does the phone ring for more orders or does the phone ring with complaints? If the phone rings with complaints, the first 2 hours in the day, there is something wrong in the system. Go back to the head office, do your operation manual again, start backwards and go forward, and you sort your problem out, because you will have a problem. Franchising is a simple world. It works, it's profitable if you follow the operation manual. Stick to the operation manual. You have a problem, go back to the franchisor. They have the support team. Rod will have one or two other things to say about franchising. I can only tell you my experience from why did I franchise, why anybody who want to go to, I can open a cafe. There's a guy came to me once, he had 3 restaurants, he muscled in, he knows about pizza, he knows about cafes, he done 2 pizza shop and he done a cafe. He tried, he advertised, he printed leaflets, he advertised in the local paper. Never really excited him. He just paid the staff, he's paid the rent, he's given him an income, but what about his 50 or 60 or 70,000 pound investment? There's no return. So what is the point of having it? Might as well work for someone. But the true fact is that half a kilometer down the road is a little cafe called Costa Cafe or a Starbucks, if any of you come across him, and they have queues. And his cafe hasn't got a queue. Why doesn't it have a queue? Really, there is one of the two things. It's either, first thing is the marketing. We don't, as an individual and a small business, we can't afford to market. We don't have the marketing department to tell us where to market and how to market. But the franchisor, he's already spent the money on that. He's already geared for this. He already knows where to advertise, when to advertise, how much it will cost. Nobody can go to the radio or the TV just to advertise one branch, but you can do a few. But secondly, did you buy the product well? The franchisor also done that. The franchisor, he goes into a supplier, tell him I'm going to use 10 tons of coffee a year from you. How much would you give me a kilo? You go in and say, I use 2 kilograms of coffee a week. How much is a kilo? So he'll tell you £13 a kilo to you, but to the franchisor, it's only £6.50. How do you feel about that? Now, the franchisor ain't going to make profit of that price of the item. He doesn't want to make profit of that. He sells you for what it cost him. So you already got your money worthwhile, what you paid him for the franchise fee. You already been trained. You already had the marketing done for you. A lot of people say, well, am I paying £20,000? Am I paying $25,000 for a franchise fee? What are they going to offer me? It's a lot they're going to offer you. They're going to save you doing mistakes. They're going to make you open quicker. They know where the products are. They know where the equipments are. Most of the time, they're going to buy the equipment cheaper than what you're going to buy it. Move on to another industry altogether. Let's go for beauticians and saloons, ladies' fashion shops, jewelry wholesalers. Any trade you go to, they're going to save you money in marketing. They're going to make the right choice for the location for you. How many of us knew a cousin or even himself or herself went in, liked the look of a shop, she invested the money or he invested the money, he traded, no customers coming in. Why? Because they haven't done their surveying whether this area is poor area or rich area. The shop could look beautiful, but the area is poor. There's no money around. So who are you going to sell your product to? But the franchisor does that work for you. He actually checks the area, find out how rich they are. Is it really worth to trade in that industry in this area or not? You can open the best dry cleaner in the world in a poor area. And nobody's going to pay £10 to clean a suit. They don't wear suits. They go to work in factories. So they make that choice for you. So they saved you money. They saved you failing if you're going to fail. They tell you, no, this location is wrong. Move on to another location. What about this area? If it doesn't suit you, change the industry. So there is a lot to learn from a franchisor, and it really is a compound. So I'll leave you with Rod for a little while. He will cover a topic or two. We covered international franchising. I don't know how deep you're going to go to international franchisors, but really there is a lot of things. If you want to ask any questions, Rod will answer, I will answer, whatever it is. So don't be shy and please ask the questions. I know there is 1 or 2 things going in here and you want to find out. So if you have any questions, please ask. Okay? Please do. In English if you can. If you don't mind, please, thank you. Use me in case if it's not mine.
Merhaba, ben Murat. Franchise ve girişimci olduğumuzda, dükkanı açtığımızda ne gibi hususlara dikkat etmemiz gerekiyor? Ayrıntılar nedir, kriterleri?
Please to talk to you, but I'll wait for the translation.
When we, as a franchisee, when we open a store, what are the things that we should be careful about?
It's only because the gentleman just walked in. I wish he was here earlier. But you should, before you enter any operation and you sign contract with a franchisor, you need to you have to make sure that you can afford the project you're going to. B, you have to make sure that it's something that you really want to do. And once you confirm those and you join a franchisor, ask to talk to other franchisees with him who's actually already bought it, and ask the questions is buzzing you. They answer you. They tell you is it right for you or not right for you. But the most important thing, once you choose the product you want to do, can you afford it? Very important. There's no point to sign a check for every penny in the bank, because that is not going to help you. Thank you. It's going to actually run out soon. There is not just the cost of the franchise fee and the cost of the legalities and so on, and the rent and rates. No, you're going to pack yourself up for the next 2 to 3 months, pay the staff in case if it doesn't work. So affordability is very important. Legality is very important before you sign the contract with the franchisee. Okay? Have I answered your question? Yeah? Good. Yeah? Okay. No, you shouldn't be afraid. I'm married with 2 children. Ask me anything you like.
Sorun. 3 tane çocuk
Would
okuttum.
that be English?
Üçü de çift üniversite. 3 tane çocuk okuttum. Üçü de çift üniversite. Ama ben istiyorum ki bunlar bir iş kursun. Bugün pire olursunuz. Yıllar sonra deve olursunuz diye. Ama çocuklar bana anne müsaade et diyorlar. Ben içimdeki o sevgiyi atamıyorum. Ne söylemek istersin bana?
I am in that position myself. I have 2 sons just finished university. Don't ever push him to do what you want him to do. Nowadays, the children.
She wants to do something.
Yes.
Her children
don't
want her to do it.
That's what, for
Yeah.
her, you mean? Or
Yes, for
them?
her.
For her.
She has a dream and
Yeah.
they don't let her.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood her. Follow your dream. Nobody else can stop you. You got a dream. If it's your money, not theirs, do what you want to do with it. Don't listen to anybody. If it's your dream and it's your money, you're entitled to do what you want to do. But study it carefully. Ask for the advice. Children, I have 2, 25 and 21, the different generation, they have a different mind. And you know what? It's very embarrassing this. My son, when he's qualified, he earned 10 times as much as I earned when I was in his age. Nowadays, they finish university, they earn good money, they don't need a business. So don't follow their advice. Follow your dreams, follow your heart. If you got the money, do it. Okay? Anybody else? No? Rod, can you? I'll leave you with Rod. He will do another topic or 2 in franchising. Perhaps he will cover legal points. Who do you ask? And if you know more question, we just call it a day.
Thank you, Adli. Brilliant. I won't take too much of your time now because I've already been told to finish. If I can just confirm who we are How2 Franchise, and as a company what we do is we help companies franchise. We, as a second service, represent those brands internationally. We also can help you find franchises, and we therefore act for the franchisor, so we don't charge you a fee if you're a franchisee. And if you are a franchisor and you want to take your franchise internationally, we can do that. And the beauty of our service is it's all based on a commission if there's a successful result. We are also, very much looking to take on a partner. So, for example, if you want to follow your dreams, then you can maybe join us as a franchise partner. The beauty about franchising, to me, and probably one of the most important elements, is that whatever you choose, there's got to be a passion. A franchisee will buy that business if he can see that the franchisor has a passion, and as a franchisor, you should be able to see a reflection of that sort of like and wonderment of the service or the product that you do. So we are going to finish now. We have got a few minutes if anyone has got any questions. If not, our stand on the exhibition is just on the other side, and we're here for the next 2 days if you need any time. Oh, sorry, I do have a question. Thank you.
Merhaba, fuarda yeni oluşmuş firmaların yanında eski olan firmalar da var. Kendini dünya çapında kanıtlamış. Mesela McDonald's gibi. Bunu siz neye bağlıyorsunuz? Teşekkür ederim.
I didn't understand that. Do you understand the question? Sorry, I didn't quite understand that.
Franchise almış, yeni oluşmuş firmalar var. Biraz yol kat etmiş firmalar da var. Bunun yanında artık eski bilinen dünya çapında markalar da var fuarda, McDonald's gibi. Yani artık belli bir yere gelmiş bir firmanın da fuarda yer almasını siz neye bağlıyorsunuz? Teşekkür ederim.
Okay. Hopefully I understand your question. I think the beauty about franchising, whether you're a new company or an old company, is that it is a fantastic way to expand. Old companies and new choose franchising because to come to a new country or to come to a different district in the country that you already operate in is always going to be daunting. Franchising gives you probably a very, very productive individual who will actually expand your business. As an example, you've mentioned McDonald's. McDonald's is probably seen as one of the best franchises in the world. And franchising to them is being proven to be very successful from, I can imagine him, i.e. Ron, who's the owner of and the orchestrator of McDonald's, actually coming home after cooking some burgers saying, my dear, to his wife, I'm going to become the most successful business in the world, own more property, after frying about 50 or 60 burgers the previous day, and his wife laughing at him. And today you look at McDonald's. McDonald's are said to be one of the best trainers of their staff, and yet their franchisees produce more sales than their owned units. So why do established businesses or old businesses or new businesses franchise? Is that when you own a business, and I think most business owners here or most franchisees will understand, when you own a business, if someone comes into your store and hasn't got a smile on their face when they leave, that could be and should hurt. One of the things that I get very distressed is I go to see new businesses and I see the product being fantastic, the shop fit being fantastic, the service that they offer being great, and yet the individuals who are giving you that service or selling you that product are not happy and are not providing a great service. When it's your own business, you care more. The number of times I've gone into businesses where a customer has walked in 2 or 3 minutes before the closing time and the employee has wanted to get rid of that person as quickly as possible, not understanding that that person actually pays your wages. And I think what a franchisee and a franchisor and a business owner share in common can be quite different from an employee, even if that employee is highly paid, highly trained. When it's your own business, in the UK there are statistics about most people will have 2 or 3 days off during the year due to illness. Most franchisors or business owners will have stories where their arm has been hanging off and yet they've strapped their arm back on and gone to work with that passion and that attitude, and come the end of the day felt like they want to die but have given a good service. And to me, the beauty about franchising is it harnesses all the good things about industry with very, very few bad effects. Was that a decent answer? Okay, so how to franchise. We're here to help you if you're a franchisee and want to look at maybe international brands. We're here to help franchisors who may need help in expanding their business across the world. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate if you've got any questions to come and have a private word with us afterwards. Thank you.